A piecewise-defined function is defined by two or more equations over a specified domain. So here we have a picture of a piecewise function, and part C of this problem asked you to find a formula. So let's go ahead and do that. So looks like there's going to be 4 pieces. One piece goes from -6 to, looks like -4 in the domain. The second piece would go from -4 to 0, right? And the third piece goes from 0 to 4, and then the last piece goes from 4 to 6. So we have these 4 pieces. Okay, so let's take this first piece right here. Okay, well, that's a line, and it connects these 2 points. This up here is the point -4, 4, and then we have the point -6, 0 here. It looks like the slope of this line is going to be rise. If we start here at -6, 0, rise 2 and run 1, so the slope is 2. So we know that for 1, we have a line. The general form for a line is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we just found out that the slope m is equal to 2. That's rise over run. And then we also know a point. You can use either point. Let's use -6, 0. So we can find the equation for the line by plugging in m and also the point -6, 0. So we'll have y minus 0 equals 2 times the quantity x minus -6. So simplifying that, we get y equals 2 times x plus 6. And we could go one step further and say y equals 2x plus 12. Okay, so that's for the first part. Let's do the fourth part over here, because that's also a line. So the fourth part is, again, general form y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And in this case, if we start at any point, say here, our rise is -2 and our run is 1, so we have slope is equal to -2. And then we can use any point. Let's use 6, 0. So plugging these 2 pieces of information into our general form, we'll have y minus 0 equals -2 times x minus 6. That simplifies to y equals -2x plus 12. So that would be our second equation for a line. Okay, now we're going to tackle these half circles. So if you think about this half circle, we have the top of a half circle, and it looks like the center of that circle is at the point -2, 4. So -2, 4. Okay, and we know that the radius is equal to 2. So we can use that information and the general equation for a circle to find the equation for the half circle. So again, this is part 3. So let's go down right here. So for part 3, the general form for a circle is going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where hk is the center, h comma k is the center, and we know that that's equal to -2, 4, and then we also know that r is 2, remember? So we can plug this information in, solve for y, and when we take the square root, we want to take the top half of the square root, so the positive root. So let's first just plug it in. So we're going to have x minus h, so minus 2, so we're going to have plus 2 squared plus y minus k, so just y minus 4 squared equals 2 squared. And now we're going to solve for this variable y, right? So we have y minus 4 squared equals, let's see, we're going to have 4 minus x plus 2 squared. Now we need to take the square root of both sides, so we'll have y minus 4 equals, it's either the positive or the negative square root, 4 minus x plus 2 squared. And again, we want the top half, so we're going to take the positive root. And the last thing is just to put this negative 4 on the right side of the equation. So we will have y equals 4 plus the square root of 4 minus x plus 2 squared. So that is part 3. And likewise, we can find the solution for this half circle, which has the center at 2, 4, and is also a radius of 2. Okay, so let's call that part 4. No, we already have 4. I guess that would be 2. Okay, so the second half circle, start with the same formula, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And h comma k is equal to 2, 4, and r is equal to 2. Plugging all those in, again solving for y. This time we're going to take the negative root because it's the bottom half circle. So we will have x minus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 2 squared. Solve for y. Y minus 4 squared equals 4 minus x minus 2 squared. Take the square root. Y minus 4 equals, we'll either have plus or minus 4 minus x minus 2 squared, and we want to take the negative or bottom half circle, so we have y equals 4 minus square root of 4 minus x minus 2 squared. So that's the last part that we need. Now we're going to put it all together, and to do that we will have y equals g of x equal to, and we're going to list out all of our equations, and then also note the domain. So doesn't matter whether you start the right and work left or the other way. Let's start with this part right here. So our equation is 2x plus 12, and that's for the situation when x is less than or equal to, or negative 6 is less than or equal to x, and say that's less than or equal to negative 4. The second part is this half circle, so we go to this equation, and we have 4 plus 4 minus x plus 2 squared. Take the square root of all that. And that is good for the second half when x is in between negative 4 and 0. Negative 4 less than x, less than or equal to 0. Notice that it doesn't matter where I put the strict inequality here. I put it down here. I just need to pick up that one domain value of negative 4. Okay, this part here is this part. So we have 4 minus the square root of 4 minus x minus 2 squared. Square root all that. And that's let's see, 0 less than x less than or equal to 4. And then our last part, that line up here, will have minus 2x plus 12, and that's for x in between 4 and 6. So we'll have 4 less than x less than or equal to 6. So that would be the answer for our piecewise defined function. And I wanted to show you what that looks like. Okay, in its entirety. And then also, if we put all those functions in to Desmos, this is what we will get. So you can use Desmos to plot all the pieces and then put them together, including those, or with those domain restrictions.